Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk all about colour, and namely how to add colour into your wardrobe. If you've seen my Instagram or you're a follower of my blog, then you guys will know that I typically tend to wear a very neutral, minimal colour palette. I love my greys, blacks, whites, and then I have the odd bit of blue and blush kind of thrown in there. But that doesn't mean I don't love wearing colour. So I wanted to talk through some of the ways that I love to incorporate a bit of colour into my wardrobe, and also how you can start wearing a bit more colour, particularly if you're a bit colour averse like I have found myself to be a lot in the past. I want to tackle the biggest and easiest way I think that you can incorporate a bit of colour into your wardrobe, and that is through your accessories. Now there are so many different accessories. I'm just going to talk through a few of them, and I think probably one of my favourite ways is with a colourful handbag. So I have this really pretty, this is more of a nudie beige. It's pretty neutral toned. It's not really a huge hit of colour, but this definitely helps to break things up a bit with my fairly minimal coloured wardrobe. This is from Philip Lim. I've also got this really cute little pochette from Wilson Trollope and Pedro's Bluff. This is a really great little crossbody, and I love the way that it pairs. It also looks really cute with just the romper that I'm wearing today. If you don't want to go all out with a bag, then you can always opt to get a really bright and punchy small leather good. So a wallet or a card case, something to that effect. I have this bright red Charlotte Olympia kitty case. I have this in my bag all the time, and I just love it. It makes me smile every time I see it, and it also is just so much easier to find in the middle of my bag because it is so colourful, and it really pops against the black lining in a lot of my bags. I also like to get really colourful when it comes to shoes. I've got a few pairs I'm going to show you guys. So for kind of like a classic day-to-day shoe, I've got these lace-up brogues from Everlane, which are in a blush colour, which I just think are so pretty, and they pair really well with most colours because they do have very neutral undertones. Then I've got, kind of because we are coming into winter here in Australia, these beige boots from Mark Fisher. If you're thinking that these look like acne, it's because these are an incredible dupe for the Jensen boots. I'm going to link these down below because I highly recommend these. These are pretty much on par with my Jensen boots that I do have. So I do think these are a great way to kind of incorporate a bit of colour in the winter time, because it also encourages me to wear more like white skinny jeans and that sort of thing, rather than just going for black because it is easy. Then the last pair, and these ones really do pack a punch. These are quite old, so you can't get them anymore, but I will find something similar. These are from Schatz, and I wore these to Australian Fashion Week a few years ago actually, and I love these, and these look amazing with a white shirt dress. I just think they pair so nicely, and they definitely become the focal point of the outfit, but it's also just a really nice and easy way to get a bit of colour in. Some of the other ways that I like to get a bit of colour in is with a hat. So for winter I've got this felted fedora from Ruby in burgundy, which I love. Otherwise, you guys know I am all about bandanas. I pull this one out from J. Crew all the time just because I think it adds a nice little pop of colour at the neckline, and it's just really easy. You can tie it to your bag if you don't want it that close to your face. I just think that this is a really simple and quite subtle way to add a bit of colour into your wardrobe as well. My second tip would be to go for a punchy and bold lip like I have on today. So I'm wearing Wild Ginger from Tom Ford, which is just an absolutely stunning orange-based red. One of my other favourites in terms of bright red, or bright lips should I say, is a coral. So I reach a lot for Coachella Coral, which is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is just a really beautiful, bright and bold summer shade. That's really one that I wear when it's a bit warmer. But I also think a really deep red is a great one to go for. I do think that it takes a little bit of getting used to. I remember I wasn't so into the red lip about 5 years ago, but now I'm all about it. I just love it. But I do think it is a really great and easy way to incorporate a bit of colour into your outfit, just with a simple swipe of lipstick. Now if a bold lip isn't your thing, I think another great way to incorporate colour in a really similar way is to paint your nails and just go all out. I tend to keep it a bit safe when it comes to nail colours, so my favourites are sort of within that pinky purpley red family, as I've got here from Essie. These are some of my favourites. I've got Eternal Optimist, Really Red, and Island Hopping. I do think that a vibrant nail can really change the feel of your outfit, and I do think that it is really good if you're just trying to ease yourself into a little bit of colour. And when it comes to actually adding color into the clothing that you're wearing every day, I think the best way to begin is to start with a neutral. So whether that's a beige, a camel, khaki, navy, something along those lines, I think that is just such an easy way, and it will really just go with your existing color palette pretty much no matter what it is that you have, because I find that those colors tend to be universally flattering as long as you find the right shade for you, whether it's cool or warm toned. And also they just are one of those, you know, basic colors that tend to work with most other shades. So when I started trying to incorporate a bit more color, I focused on adding in camel colored tops in sort of more warmer shades, just because that was what I felt looked best on me. And I've really progressed since then. I've got a lot more blue, a lot more pink, and I'm trying to get in a bit of khaki as well, because I think it's perfect for sort of that autumn winter season. So whether or not you've decided to introduce some neutral colors into your wardrobe, I do think that an accent color is also a really great way to go, whether this is a color that you love or a color that you just feels look really great on you. So for me, I am all about the pinks and the blues. I think it has to do with the Pantone colors of the year last year, but kind of within that family is this apricot colored cashmere sweater from Grana, which I just love, and this has been so versatile and goes with so many colors, a lot more than I would have anticipated, and it's just become one of those things that I reach for all of the time. And then another piece that I have, which is sort of in that blue family, is this cotton poplin shirt from Everlane. Yeah, I just love these colors, and I think it just adds a bit of vibrancy and a bit more life into my color palette that I do have, and I sort of tend to try and focus the other items that I'm adding in, which do have a bit more color to them, around those particular shades. Now, full-on color or blocks of color like that aren't really your jam. I mean, I know I'm still struggling with the idea of wanting to throw in some red into my wardrobe, even though it is just so bold and full-on. Then I think another way that you can do it is through print. And you can get prints that have white or black bases to them, or maybe a, you know, background that fits in with the color scheme that you're going for. But it's a really great way to incorporate a few more shades and tones into your actual wardrobe. One of the ones that I have, which I love, and this is probably a bit more on the bolder side, is this wool skirt from Karen Walker. And just as a little bit of an example, this pairs really nicely with that cashmere sweater that I mentioned earlier. I don't know if you guys can see that, because it's got some of the same sort of hues in it. So it's got this metallic thread running through, and that really matches up very nicely with the apricot color of the sweater. So it's a really great way to kind of incorporate color, mix and match things as well. So I do think it's worth doing that, and it does help to definitely expand your color horizons. At least it has in my experience anyway. Now, the last thing that I would suggest if you were trying to incorporate some color into your wardrobe is to have a statement piece. So this could be a trophy jacket, which personally I think is the way to go. Isabel Marant did some incredible ones a few years ago. I will pop some images up here so you guys can get a peek as to what it is that I'm referring to. Otherwise, you could have a really bold colored skirt, which you pair back with more neutrals, like a bright red skirt with a blush pink or nude colored cami. But I just think having a statement piece like that really just gives you that hit, that punch of color, and it helps to really mix things up a little bit. I do think if you're doing capsule wardrobes, which as you guys know I'm not doing that anymore, but if you are, then you do need to be a little bit smarter about how you decide to incorporate this color into your wardrobe, because it does need to work well with everything else that you have. So one thing that I would highly recommend is using Pinterest to find the colors that you like and get an understanding of whether or not the colors are cool toned or warm toned, because cool tone colors will work best with other cool tone colors, and warm toned colors will work best with other warm tone colors. I do think that it's important to figure out which tone suits your complexion from the get-go, because it will make the entire process so much easier. And yeah, Pinterest is such an incredible resource for figuring out what types of colors that you gravitate towards, because those are usually going to be the types of things that you're going to want to wear yourself. So those are my tips for adding color into more of a minimalist wardrobe. I hope that you guys found these suggestions helpful, and if you have anything else that you've done yourself, then I would love to know about it in the comments down below. Please do subscribe if you are new here, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!